saying that essentially with this decision that you've achieved this week, that it makes it, whilst it's not the same as debtor in possession funding in the US, obviously, but it does make it easier for a funder to come in to fund a restructure, or to at least fund the administration of the business.
It certainly makes it easier, because it makes it easier and a little bit cheaper, because you don't have to go to court to get the approval of the court. As I said, it's not strictly approval. You have to get the registration time of the security interest amended under 588 FM of the Act, but it certainly makes it a lot easier to achieve.
Okay. Sule, obviously, you're the administrator of a company, and I want to come in and provide some funding to help the restructure along. Before this decision, there was a great big question mark, and Daren would say there was no question mark at all. The court had to approve an incoming financier. Do you think this is going to make life easier if you don't have to go to court?
I think the whole concept of borrowing money in administrations has been quite tricky for people like myself for many moons, and people have tried to contract out a liability and do all sorts of things. There's one thing atypical about what's happening with what Daren is talking about is administrators will just be a lot more conservative in terms of borrowing money or trading through during their appointments, and seek to get all sorts of loan funds or trade on finance measures approved by the court before they do anything. Of course, it's great to tick all the boxes, but as you both know, especially on bigger assignments, there's always some pressing need and some urgency, and what you end up finding is practitioners like myself, you make commercial decisions in the early part of administrations, you implement a process, and then you go to the court to plead for forgiveness to try and support the commercial decision making. So I don't think much has changed. Administrators will always be conscious of and receivers conscious of their liabilities, and more in our space, the courts will be asked to bless our decision making. But there is always a risk and issues to traverse as a restructuring person borrowing money in our formal role, because of the position of financiers, because of the position of employees, the Department of Employment, general liabilities owed for borrowing the money, and the obligation to creditors further down the line. It's a necessary evil, unfortunately.